Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you here today. And if you want to follow along, we will be in the 23rd chapter of Proverbs today and beginning in the 26th verse. And as we look at this passage, there is a saying. I have no idea who to attribute it to, but I have heard it, I guess, all my life, and I think about it and use it on a regular basis. And it says, very simply, a good run is better than a bad stand. A good run is better than a bad stand. Better to run away than to have somebody just pound on your head is the general idea. And so with that in mind, let's approach these few proverbs. And I think that's kind of the saying you could put behind these proverbs. A good run is better than a bad stand. The father is urging his son to avoid the immoral. Better to run away than to try to stand and to fail. And so we see in verse 26, my son, give me your heart and let your eyes observe my ways. Interesting statement he's making there. Give me your heart, let your eyes observe my ways. The eyes, as many of you have probably heard, are often described as the gateway. It is the eyes that typically are the first step in getting a person into the immoral. We see something which leads us to desire it, which leads us to covet, to lust, which leads us to steal, leads to adultery, fornication, all those kinds of things. And so the father is saying to his son, instead of focusing on those things, focus your eyes on the way, observe my ways. Now, that in itself is a huge statement, and one that as fathers, as parents, we should be striving to be worthy, to be brave enough to say to our children, observe my ways. Look at how I'm living my life and model yours accordingly. Pattern yourself. Let your eyes watch me. What a powerful statement that the father makes here, and one that each of us should be living our life, striving to live our life in a way that we could look at our child and say to him, watch me, see how I handle these situations. And he says, here's the reason I'm giving you that warning. A prostitute is a deep pit. Adulteress is a narrow well. She lies in wait like a robber and increases the traitors among mankind. He is specifically speaking here to his son about the dangers of immorality. The prostitute, the adulteress. He is specifically warning his child about the dangers then of the sexual sin. That she lies in wait like a robber, that it will steal everything. And again, because of the culture and the time in which this was written, it is written to the son, warning him about the adulterous female. But that certainly doesn't mean that we can't apply that as well, and that we should teach our daughters to be careful of the seductive, wicked men who would work to seduce them. And we see it. It is a routine occurrence. We see it all the way from the very rich and famous, the Hollywood types, to the poorest in town. That the seductress, the immorality that surrounds us. And so the lesson here for us today, I think, is more. Our lesson is different from the proverb. The proverb, he was teaching his son in the example, but the lesson for us is for us. There's no way, nothing as valuable as the example of a godly parent that we have. Let your eyes be on me. Keep your eyes on me, how I live my life. Who parents who don't have this motto, do as I say, not as I do, that doesn't work. It just confuses, and if anything, may make it worse for a child. And so as we go about our life, let's strive to live a life that, especially to our children, but then to others, our grandchildren, our co-workers, that we would live a life and be following God in such a way that we would not be ashamed, we wouldn't be afraid to look at someone and say, put your eyes on me and watch how I follow God. Think about that today. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.